Totally.
Nope.
Well, welcome back to the channel once again. Just before we get the game underway, just a couple of announcements from the group. We will not be playing next week, so we'll be taking a week off, but we will be back in the following Tuesday as we have some other arrangements. And the only other thing to say is just the same message as last week. For anyone watching the stream, if you're enjoying what you're watching and you want to support us as a group, if you could go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be fantastic. And all the links and such will be in the description below. Ian, take it away.
So we're going to cover a couple of little housekeeping things to start with.
Mhm.
So on your character sheets, can you all add 10% in the cow?
Cal.
Yep, there should, I think. A couple of you
Yeah,
already
no,
have.
yeah, I've got 3, so I'm up to 13 now.
Yep.
Same.
And Mark, you should have some as well. You should have 10% as well.
Oh, am I at full hit points now? I assume I am.
What is
Or am I
your,
not there yet?
how far down are you?
I was in 16 out of 28.
No, you'll gain 3 back
Okay,
over this
19.
journey. But you all both also you all gain 2 points of Cthulhu Mythos. This is from reading the pack that Caduceus gave you. I forgot to give you the rewards.
Mythos, yeah.
What's that?
Do you say 2 in Mythos?
Yeah, 2 points in Mythos.
That's me up to 23 now. Nice.
Ooh, it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, it's the higher that stat goes, the worse things can get. Eh?
Kind of, but your max sanity becomes lower. And can everybody take a note of what their current sanity is and let me know when you lose more than 10% of your sanity? Right.
God, he's asking when we lose it tonight. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a bad day, boys.
So, let's return to where we were. You were currently in a aircraft on your way to North Borneo. You said you were quite close to the British Army base that you were landing at, but Stephen, your co-pilot, and Johnson noticed some large black birds. As they got a bit closer, they realised they were more humanoid. Stephen informed the party. The party had a look and seen what they could see was about 8 of these large black, almost classic demon-looking, a pointy tail, horns, large bat-like wings, pure jet black. And let's all start with a sanity roll.
Hard success.
Success for me, a 5. Oh no, that's Cole's.
Yep.
Just a hard success for me, 31.
So he's all succeeded.
Dream.
That's not the most funnest. Let me just check. Yeah.
Get up, Ian.
He's all so none of you lose any sanity, and she's all passed. But nonetheless, so Stephen, you are in the front of this plane in the co-pilot seat, or would you be the pilot and Johnson would be the co-pilot?
I think I was the pilot and Johnson's co.
Okay, so you're in the pilot seat. You've just shouted back to the group. The group's looking out the window, see these creatures surrounding you. At that point, the window shatters. 2 hooked clawed feet smash through, grab Johnson, and fly off up in the air with him. What do you do?
Oh, one man down up here! One man down! What are you shooting or something, please?
Okay, so with that, we're going to go into a tracking round. Tracking initiative. Check one thing quickly.
We've got to check our history, mate, but we need you to hit your shots here, okay? None of this fucking papering. I can't deal with it.
Hey, it's not on me, it's on the dice gods.
It's on Ian Shitey bot.
everybody like right at Alice and Jaffe.
Alright, so that got 65.
We just need to get a set of the don't fuck me Gil dice.
Okay, so, Francis, what are you doing? You've just seen these creatures out the window.
If I remember rightly from last time, I basically stated what I was doing, which was opening the door, pistol out, ready, aiming and shooting.
Okay, so there's two doors. There's the side door that folds down, it's got the steps built into it, or there's the back doors that open up like the hangar cargo plane hangars. What doors are you going to?
Side one.
Okay, so it takes a bit of effort, but you push it. The door actually, like, as it begins to move down, rips off the plane. You can see it spinning away. But you look out, you can see these creatures. You want to roll firearms for me?
Certainly.
Damn.
Oh,
This.
I thought he rolled a 1. Like,
Oh,
I
I
thought he
put
rolled a
that.
1. It's 1 damage.
Okay. So this shoots at one of the creatures. It kind of just clips the edge of its wing as you fly away, but it seems still not to be damaged. Doctor, what are you doing?
Can I quickly look around the cabin and see if I can see a flare gun?
So at the back of the cabin, there is lots of crates and things like that, but everything seems to be quite secured down. But yeah, you can make me, if you want to get out of your seat and start making your way over, eh, make me a dex roll to see if you can make it over to the crates this turn. The plane's jumping around a bit.
Nope, fail.
Yeah, so as the plane jumps a bit, you fall into one of the seats, lying flat on your back. Okay.
Okay.
Stephen, what are you doing?
Right. Quick question before I say what I'm doing. Obviously, I've been kind of flying this plane for a while. Would it be correct to say that we are nearly at our destination or over land?
Yeah, you're over land. You look down, you can see jungle below you. So you're definitely over land. But make
Okay.
me like a navigation roll. You got navigation?
Navigation. Yeah, navigate is what's
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so give me a navigate roll for me.
Well, this is a 10. Like so. Nope. 37.
Okay, Johnson's been dealing with a lot of the navigating, being the co-pilot to get here. But you think you might be 10, maybe 20 minutes away from the army base?
What I'll do is I'm just going to try and keep steady with the flying. So I mean, you know the way you can aim your gun and shoot. I don't know if there's something similar for if I need to make any sort of pilot roll that I'm just ready and sort of cocked into that. So I'm just going to focus on having to like maneuver the plane if need be. But what I will do is shout to the group. I don't think we're far. Can someone see if there's any parachutes in the back? Because it might be our only chance to get away. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, well before that, can you make me a pilot roll then?
With advantage?
No?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. The plane's a bit bumpy because there's all this wind blowing in from the cracked windscreen. The side door's just been ripped off and flying off. Hey Victor, where you are, this hand smashes through one of the windows and tries to grab you. Hey, can you make me a? Do you want to try and dodge, or you want to try and do something else?
I'll whip out my wee flaying knife and try to jam it in its wrist.
Okay, so that's a fight back. So if you want to roll me a melee.
Yep. Nope, not even close.
This is so fucked.
Oh, wrong one. So that got a success. So as this hand crashes through, it grabs you, and you can feel the claws sticking into you, and you take 3 points of damage.
Cool.
And it's holding you up against the window. Eh. Oh, sorry, I do apologise there. I leant on my keyboard. For some reason, I decided to change screens. I'm going to move my keyboard. But Francis, one of these creatures is flying. Sorry, Victor. Victor. One of these creatures have just pulled you up against the wall. Francis, one of these creatures are flying towards you. So you're standing, holding out the door, and leaning out to try to shoot it. Flies right up to you. It tries to grab you. What are you doing? Are you trying to dodge out the way, or are you?
Yeah.
So roll me a dodge, or if you can also fire back and try and shoot it if you want, or something.
Oh, of course, I'm going to try and shoot it.
Okay, well, give me a fighting your firearms. So you got hard. So as this creature comes up and tries to grab onto you, you just pull your gun out, hip shot straight to the gut, and the creature lets you go and starts flying away. But it is your turn. Yeah, Francis.
I see the one attached to Doc, but on the outside of the plane.
You'd need to lean out the plane to be able to see it. So you'd have to give
Not
me
going to
a dex.
I'm not going to do that because I've just seen what it did to the door. So no, I was hoping I may be able to see, but no, that's fine. Shoot the nearest one.
Okay, so you want to roll your firearms for me?
There we go. It's another success.
So as you fire at this, again, it just kind of like clips the edge of the wing, puts a hole through one of the wings, but doesn't seem to impede its flight or anything like that. Victor, it is your turn. You're lying there. This thing's grabbed onto you through the window.
I'm going to continue like stabbing at it and try to bite it to let go of me.
Okay, roll me a fighting brawl then. You try to stab into this thing's wrist.
Roll.
A fumble. So yeah, as you try to stab into this thing, you actually miss its hand at one point and stab your own knife into your shoulder. So you're now got your own knife stuck in your shoulder while this creature's holding you around the throat. We're back to Stephen. What are you doing, Stephen? You can hear the screaming from the back, gunshots.
Shit, what can I really do? Am I able to make like a sort of like I don't know if spot hidden is the right check, but some sort of a check to see if there's any sort of causeway that I can fly this plane through to sort of try and lose them, like be that like a kind of a large. I mean, I was about to say a large wooded area. Be that like almost like two cliff faces where I could go down the middle to try and sort of get behind us or anything like that at all.
Wait. What's your flying skill?
And mate, like, do you know what is happening? Just deal with it.
So you want to do the canyon, like the Star Wars canyon, turn to the side, fly down the canyon kind of thing.
Well, I mean, like within reason. Like I'm just saying, like, can I make some sort of a look to see if there's anywhere I can fly to try and
definitely.
get these things off of us?
Roll me a spot hidden.
What, just will be a fail anyway. Oh no, extreme success 4. Fuck, why couldn't that have been a pilot check? That'd have been fucking dope.
So yeah, as you look for it, you can see there's like almost like a clearing in the trees. It's probably about wide enough for your plane to get down. You could fly down over some of the lower trees. Hopefully, some of the trees can maybe pull them off or something like that.
We're doing it. We're going for it.
Okay, make me a pilot roll.
Well done.
And like, do you know what? The way I'm looking at this, right? If this doesn't go well, like even if I just stayed up here, what am I supposed to do? Just fly and they fucking catch you and I'll fly away? There's like 8 of them, is there not?
You see,
Like, right. Come on, please. Oh, success! Come on!
so you take the plane down low. You're almost skimming the top of the trees. You take it down lower, actually through the tops of the trees. You see the one that's a Doctor. Give me a luck roll.
Yeah, I'm about to get pulled through a small gap like that size. Extreme success.
So you feel like the hand around your throat go limp as you suddenly like begin to lean up and you realise that the only thing left's the arm through the window. The body's been ripped off as all these trees are battering against the plane. You look at the wing and you can see the wings are vibrating. You can see bits of stuff getting pulled into the jet engines. But you've definitely dislodged a few of them from the plane.
I look at the arm and go, "Ooh, new toy," and put it in my bag.
He's still got a fucking knife in his shoulder.
Hmm.
Cool. Is that? I'm assuming that's all I can do in my turn is take the plane
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You've managed to knock about 4 of them off the plane at this point. But they're still flying around, but they're no longer actually on the plane.
Nicely done.
But at their point, one, you can see this creature just lands on the front of the plane, the front of the cockpit, in front of you, and starts smashing at the glass. And it's going to.
See, the only thing I was wanting to add in with what I did, Ian, was see after I've kind of took it down and I've knocked them off. The only thing I was going to do was shout back to the group, find parachutes. That
Okay.
was it.
So this hand smashes through the window. You get the claw stabs into your shoulder. You take 4 points of damage
Did I
from
not
this.
get to dodge?
What's that?
Did I not get to dodge?
You can try and dodge it.
Wait, hold on. Let me have a look. What's my dodge?
Just don't dodge too well because you pull the flight stick.
Yeah, I'll just try and dodge it or something. Extreme success, 6.
So you beat its standard success. So as it smashes through the window, it tries to grab you. You see the claw almost going to your shoulder, and you just juggle the stick to the side slightly, and it slides across the front of the plane. So you juggle it back the other way, it slides back the other way, and you see it disappearing off, start flapping in the distance. Another one's going to fly at you, Francis. It's going to try and grab onto you.
Same treatment as last time.
Right. So if you want to make a firearms roll, but with a disadvantage, because the plane's now bouncing around all over the place.
That'll be a 91 fail.
So this creature grabs you and tries to pull you out of the plane. And I need you to make a strength roll for me.
Be a fail.
Yep. So you
It's in succession, man. That's rough.
so you have a choice. You could spend the luck. You could spend 32 points of luck. You could push the roll if you want, or you're dragged out the plane by one of these creatures.
Push it.
Okay. So as you grab on, start pulling, you're actually now half hanging out the plane. It's got grab you. You're only got your hands over the edge of the door frame. You want to roll another strength roll for me? So
You jammy bastard, man.
Bravo.
I was half expecting us all to hear, yeah!
Right, so this is literally I'm holding on by my fingertips on the door.
Yep. With an extreme, you've actually managed to start pulling yourself back up. So you've got your arms in. This thing's still got your foot, but you're not pulled out of the plane. You're kicking it with
Right.
your other foot.
Okay. That's fine.
That push roll was so good. He's having to move position, man. Like,
No, I'm just shutting the door before I get moaned at for making too much noise.
fair enough.
Okay, well, after that, it is your turn.
Just message me and say, is the door shut? Okay. So I am literally gonna jam my feet on the door and jerk forward and then pull myself back as if to make him think that he's got me. He goes to pull back and then I just yank myself back in.
Okay, so roll me a strength roll.
Or something. I don't know.
Hard success.
Okay. I do apologise. Well, I gave it a strength roll with disadvantage, and it got hard. So that means because it's a draw, then you win. So you managed to jerk yourself back. The thing lets go of your leg. You can see it like spiraling back a bit as you've kicked it in the face. You can see it like hitting a tree and bouncing off. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, it's fine. I've still got another 2 shots. Fine.
Okay. So as you,
Apart from moving back from the door a little bit.
Victor, it's your turn. Your back of the blades begin to bounce along between these trees. You can see all these crates in the back are beginning to move. And things.
I'm going to quickly have a look around to see if I can see where the parachutes are and the emergency supplies for that flare gun that I was looking for. So, do a spot hidden.
Yep. Well, give me a no roll first, or intelligence.
Click. Success.
Success. So you'd know with the height that you're currently at, a parachute wouldn't do any good. With the fact he's taking you down into the trees, the parachute's not even going to have time to properly open before you hit the ground.
But it would help catch us in the trees rather than slamming it to the ground.
Maybe.
I can always go back up, but obviously not.
No, just saying that. You're just thinking that at the current height you're at, parachutes are not going to be very much help. But with your roll my spot hidden.
Hard success.
So yeah, looking around for these crates, you do find five parachutes, and a flare gun in between these crates.
Rather than standing up because I'm already rickety as it is, I'm going to crawl along the floor towards them, and I'm going to grab one of the flare guns and try drag three of the parachutes along the floor back towards the others.
Okay. Cool, let's turn. So we're now. Stephen, what are you doing? You're flying through these trees, low down through these trees.
Do I see an opening to get the plane back up out the trees?
Yeah, you could definitely pull it back up if you want. Try that.
Do the classic term. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah, well, because like the longer I'm down here, do you know what I mean? I'm just waiting on one big fuck off tree, and then that's it, game over.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try and spot the first opening that I've got that looks big enough for the plane, and just try and time it, and just sort of pull the stick back and try and get the plane up out over the trees again, and
Okay.
actually into more airborne.
Okay, make my pilot and roll.
Right, come on.
Okay.
Hold on. I would need to spend 21 luck for this.
You're going to spend 21 luck for this.
No, I'm saying I would need to.
Yep. Or you could push it. Do something to put greater risk.
I don't think my pilot skill is high enough to push. Like, because then that's just asking for the plane to explode, and then we'll have to roll new characters on stream. I'm going to spend 21 luck.
You're going to spend the 21 luck?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that keeping you above the magic 30?
No.
No? Okay.
Blow it.
So as you're flying along, you manage to pull the plane back. You can see just as you pull the plane back and it begins to left and left, you can see a group of large trees coming up in front of you higher than any trees you've seen before. You just crest over the top of them. You can actually just hear them like slowly scrape along the bottom of the plane as you make altitude. You get to make the altitude heading back up. But now it is the creature's turn. So, Francis Victor, you hear a loud creaking, almost ripping noise. You look down the plane. You can see the back doors are getting prized open by two of these creatures.
I know what I do.
Okay. That's their turn. Francis, what you doing?
Francis, please wait until I'm out of the way.
What?
There's loads of cargo crates in here, and the back doors are getting ripped off. I know exactly what you're going to fucking do. Wait until I'm out the way.
I'm basically going to jump down and slide down the gate, and basically, as I'm doing it, shoot one of them.
Okay.
But I'm diving at one and shooting the other one.
Okay. So at this point, the planes begin to go up.
That's going to make it even easier.
Victor is in the middle of the aisle, crawling with some parachutes in his hand, and a flare gun in the other, crawling as this plane begins to up. As you begin to jump down and start sliding down, Victor, I need you to open me like a dex or something. Try and get out Francis's way as he's sliding down the plane.
Is this what you thought I was going to do, Doc?
No, I thought you were just going to cut the ropes holding the crates in place and just let them all fall towards the back.
Nah.
Success.
Success. So as you see Francis sliding down the middle of the plane, you roll out the way under arms seats. Francis, you slide down towards them. At this point, you can see the large holes have made in the back door. Make me a firearms roll. So just at this point, the plane jerks slightly and your shot goes wide. But as you're sliding further down the plane, as you come to the other one, I need you to try and make me a dex roll. And I'll need it to be hard.
That about you.
So that's a fail. So as you come flying down, you smash into some of these crates. You end up prostrate over one of these crates. You take 3 points of damage as you smash into this large 6 foot by 6 foot crate. And you can see the large hole in the back of the plane. This creature's going to pull its way in. That's your turn, Victor. What are you doing?
I will drop one of the parachutes towards Francis now. And I'm going to continue climbing up towards Stephen.
Okay, so at this point, the plane's getting almost vertical. Stephen's pulling back so hard to get you high enough. So climb your way up.
I'll hook myself onto like where the door frame is at the cockpit and drop one of the parachutes in there and tell him it's there. And then I'm going to turn around and fire the flare gun towards one of the creatures at the hole of the cargo doors.
Okay, so as you turn around to look and you fire off the flare gun, can you roll me a firearms roll, please?
Yes. Fail.
Okay.
But
You going to spend 30 points of luck?
No, I'm going to push it.
Okay.
I'm going to keep the parachute that I've got for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to let go of the door frame and drop back towards the crate that Francis is on.
Okay.
And as I do, I'm going to try fire.
Okay. Roll me another firearms roll. You're sliding down the plane.
So that I'm
I spent my luck for no fucking reason keeping this plane up, didn't I?
That same fucking roll.
Okay, so as you fire off this shot inside the plane, it bounces around and it smashes into one of the crates. It's probably at this point that you remember that Shapiro was on the plane with you. And you look at him and you can see he's sitting in his seat belt on, holding on to ground life, white faced, almost like with a look of pure panic on his face. He looks at you, turns around, looks back at the crates, sees that one of the crates is on fire, and looks at you. It's like, my God, what have you done? You've killed us all! So what have you done? And you can see he's kind of like pulling his head down, putting his hands over his head and stuff.
Can I do one more thing? Like I completely forgot he was here actually. Right? Can I throw him the last parachute that I've got in my hands?
Okay.
I think we all forgot he was here.
Yep.
Oh, I remembered.
So back to the top of the round. Stephen, what are you doing? You're pulling back on this plane. It's heading up. It's gaining altitude.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna try and level the plane out a little bit. See if I glance back. What am I seeing right now? Is there these things that are actually crawling in?
Yeah, you look down the ship, down the plane. You can see Francis has now just fell off a crate onto the plane floor. Victor's halfway down the aisle, lying on his back. Shapiro, hands in his head, screaming about, "You've just killed us all." And you can see the creatures bursting into the back, ripping a hole through the cargo doors.
Cool. Oh boy, you're all not gonna like what I'm about to do. I'm gonna for one shout, "Hold on to something!" I'm gonna level the plane out, quickly slip on my parachute if I've got time to do that as well as this. And I'm gonna put the plane in a spin.
Spinning downwards.
No, level it spin, to
Yeah.
try and see if I can get. Because I'm thinking if these things are crawling in, it's not going to be flying, so I can wreck it about a bit and try and throw it off.
Okay. Can you roll me a pilot's roll then?
Right.
And engine stall.
Oh, 45.
So do you want to spend the 10 points of luck?
Nah, mate, I can't. I can't go. I can't have 17 luck, mate. It's just not happening. 27's bad enough.
Okay, so as you take the plane into a spin, begin to spin around, you can start seeing a Victor almost lose lose gravity as he's begin to fall as the plane's spinning. You can see Francis is now rolling around the back of the plane. You can see Shapiro, he's going whiter and whiter, and you can see almost the roach and stomach begin to go to the mouth, and you see these two creatures. We'll give them dex rolls for a second. You can see one of them's holding on as this plane's spinning. The other one seems to just be getting battered around, almost like a teddy in a washing machine. It's getting beat around.
That's what we're wanting.
Oh no.
But it's in the plane.
I'm also in free fall right now, and I still have a knife sticking in my shoulder.
Yes, you do. But as the plane's spinning around, you suddenly see one of these black creatures in front of you. It smashes into the windscreen, bounces down the side, and you just see it getting dragged through the engine of the plane as the engine explodes. And you're now left with one engine and a spinning plane. But could you make me a spot hidden roll, Stephen?
Trolls for us, man. We've failed everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So as this plane's spinning, it's hard to see, but you're not sure. You could have maybe have seen a clearing, but you're just not 100% sure. As you're getting spun around in the plane, but it is their turn, the creature's turn. So one's trying to pull its way in the back, one's still getting thrown around. There's another one going to try and smash through the window and grab Shapiro.
all these rolls. Watch Ian hit a fucking extreme. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. You
Okay.
fixed this, mate.
I'm not. I can't do it. I can't because this is roll 20. I don't have any control over it.
Bullshit.
Can
call it before it happens.
So it smashes its hand through, scratches at Shapiro. Shapiro doesn't even seem to pay much attention. He keeps looking back over his shoulder, looking at the box. One of the crates that's on fire keeps looking at it, looking back at you, looking at it. Right. And that's their turn. Francis, what are you doing? You can see there's a crate in the back of the plane on fire. There's one of these night gaunts getting chucked around like it's in a washing machine. You're basically the same, and there's one still holding onto the edge of the door frame.
How easy would it be for me to try and get the crate that's on fire and chuck it out the back?
You could get to it definitely. Well, you'd have to try and make a dex. You're getting spun around in this plane that's now in a almost uncontrolled spin. So you'd make me a dex roll, see if you can get over to it.
My piloting was so dope at the start of this, taking it down, going through the trees, coming back up, and it just went to tits.
I'll spend 1 point of luck to make that a success.
Okay, so you managed to make it over to it. You can unhook the ropes that are holding it in place, and you want to try and throw it out.
Basically, shove it out the back of the plane without things trying to get in.
Okay, make me a luck roll. Let's just put this down to a luck roll. Okay, well, that'll be a fail then. So with
You fixed this, Ian. Like every one of our rolls are fails, so the last 10 of them have failed.
well, that's just your bad luck. But as you throw this crate, it kind of hits the creature, bounces off, and just as it disappears out, Shapiro kind of almost jumps out of his chair. It dives towards it and shouts, "No!" as the crate flies out the back of the plane. But the creature's still there.
Well,
But the flaming box is no longer there, so that's one bonus.
yep.
Victor, what are you doing as you're getting tumbled around the plane?
I'm going to try catch myself on the side of the plane.
Okay, well, give me a dex roll.
I'll spend the 7 luck.
Okay, so you're bouncing around. You manage to grab onto one of the chairs. This plane's still spinning around you, but you're holding on. You're not bouncing around as much anymore.
Am I able to use the seats and stuff like that to climb back along and try get to another parachute?
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Okay,
that
okay.
complicated to climb all in the seats. You've already made a deck. Well, you failed the dex roll, but yeah, definitely. It would take a couple of minutes to get across the plane while it's spinning around. But yeah, you managed to get across to the parachutes.
Good, that would be me.
Okay. Close down an initiative order there by accident. Steven, what are you doing? Is you just notice one of your engines have just exploded.
Right. For one, stop spinning the plane.
Okay.
That's
I need you to make
probably the
a
worst thing.
I need you to make a hard piloting roll for me. This is now an uncontrolled spin.
Hard boss.
You
Yeah.
lucky bastard, man.
See how the hell have I fixed this? If you're getting extremes, well, hards. So you managed to pull the plane out of the spin. You guys in the back, you feel the plane kind of settle out of the spin. You feel your stomach churning slightly. But what else would you like to do, Stephen?
I would like to try and spot for some sort of an opening or something where I can either get the plane down or try and lose these things.
Okay, make me a spot hidden roll. No, you're just not seeing anything. All you can see is
No,
trees
hold on.
after trees.
Hold on. Can I take a spot hidden?
You can push it. How would you do that?
Stick your head out the window.
It could be the height. If you were to try and get lower, then you might be able to see a bit better.
Yeah, we'll try and take it a bit lower on the push.
We've
Okay.
got one engine, you're throwing it into a dive.
I'm throwing it into a dive. I'm taking it like. No, do you know what? Hold on. You don't realise how stressful this is in my position. Hold on. Right.
He holds the fate of all over our characters, so he's really stressed.
Do you know what? This is a fucking lunacy idea. I've already got this parachute in my back, don't I?
No, you've not.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
you've managed
it.
to put it on. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Remember this thing punched the window and tried to grab me, so I'd actually be looking through a kind of broken windscreen.
There's
Or
like
like a
no
shattered-
windscreen left because Johnson's been
Oh,
pulled
is
out.
it just open?
Yeah, Johnson's been pulled through it. It's smashed through the window. You've had trees battering off you. I don't think there's very much of a windscreen left.
Fuck it, I'm going to spend 8 luck to make it a success.
Okay, so as you look around, you can see off in the distance. It's faint, but you're almost positive you can see what looks like a long clearing in the trees. It could be their base.
take the plane towards it.
Okay, so you start flying towards it. It's creature's turn. One of them's going to try and go for you, Mark, because you're the closest thing to it.
Mark, just for curious, are we talking about Victor here?
Yeah, sorry,
Francis.
Victor. No, sorry, Francis. So one's going to go for you, Francis, and it's going to try and stab into you with its claws and grab onto you. What would you like to do?
Fight back so I can get out his way.
Okay. So hit got a hard. And you got a say standard. So its hit wins over it. So it got a better success. So it does 1 point of damage to you. It kind of like whips you with its tail. Victor, there's another one going to try and get further up the plane and try and get you. And that got a critical.
No.
Okay, so that grabs you, Victor, in the plane and pulls you in tight to it. You can feel both its arms wrap around you. You can feel its legs wrapping around you. You can also feel the tail sliding up around your body. The thing starts trying to beat its wings, trying to get to the door. Would you like to try and fight back or dodge or something?
Fighting Brawl's 25, dodge 25. I'll try dodge.
Okay.
You are critical in order to beat that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Not far off if you want to spend that.
I will spend a luck.
Okay, you'd have to spend 12 to get it down to a critical, which is a 1.
I'll do it.
Okay. So just as the thing.
All the luck, man. All of this.
I've still got 41 left, so I'm still in the same.
I've got 19, mate. I'm fucked.
Yeah. So this thing's trying to drag you to the door. You manage just to wriggle your way out of its arms. At this point, Stephen, can you make me a spot hidden roll? Oh, sorry.
We'll get there eventually. 1 week, it will not happen, and we'll all have the fucking best time.
Yep, sorry. So, Stephen, can you make me a spot hidden roll?
Me?
Yeah. In fact, yeah, Victor, you can probably make one. Victor, you could probably make one. Victor, you could probably make me one as well.
Success.
So, Victor, you notice off in the distance something falling from the sky, and as you look closer, yeah, that's Johnson. It looks like one of the creatures who's taken him, flew up as high as it could, and has let him go. You see him fall into the ground, and then you can just see off in the distance a little cartoon puff of smoke as he hits the ground, and a loud splat noise.
Fucking hell, how hard did they edit? We heard it over the sound of the engines and everything.
You do have a high spot hidden, but hey, Francis, what are you doing?
Well, there's still some of them in here. I have a gun. I have 1 bullet left before I need to reload.
Okay, but before that, could you make me a Cthulhu Mythos roll?
Okay. Cthulhu Mythos. No, that's a fail.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so there's one right in front of you. It's in the entrance in the hole. So you want to roll your firearms for me?
Okay. Oh, for goodness sake.
Mind what I told you when I told you need to hit your shots, mate.
Yeah, so just as you take a shot, the plane jerks. This one wing, plane starts lurching to the one side, so the one engine. Yeah, goes off wild. Victor, what would you want to do?
I still have my shotgun from before.
Okay.
But what I want to do is see from the moment that fire crate got dropped at the back.
Mhm.
I forgot to say this earlier. Victor starts counting in his head
Okay.
because I want to basically try to keep track of how far it is from wherever we land.
No problem.
We land. If we land.
Yeah, but I have very high hopes for us. Like, well, Victor does. So he's counting in his head so he can calculate how far between where we were and where it would have landed.
Okay, that's not a problem. I'm sure you could do that, no problem at all. And is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to do with these two creatures in the plane?
I will brace myself or like turn around and lean myself against the chairs, and there was one right behind me, and I'll just stick the shotgun right to its chest and fire.
Okay, so roll me a firearms, but because you're point blank with it, you get advantage.
So the first one's a fail. Second one's a fail, so gun jam.
1888 with advantage, man. That's incredible.
So just as you're about to set fire this gun off, it knocks the barrel up and it shoots into the roof of the plane. The plane gives a shudder. But could you also make me a Cthulhu Mythos roll, please?
Yes. Fail.
Okay, that's fine. So that's the end of their turn. Stephen, you're up, Stephen. What are you doing?
Still making sure I try and keep the plane as steady as possible. Approaching this base or whatever it looks to be the base anyway. I assume we have a radio or comms that I can try and comms into this base.
Oh, you should have, so you could give me a luck roll.
Oh, come on, no, like surely it's just built into the plane.
The
I don't
plane's
wanna roll
become
luck.
quite badly damaged. Let's find out if they've been damaged or
No.
not.
Yeah, awful. Nope.
Yeah, as you
Come
try
on, got 19 luck. Spend the 5. Come on.
and you can't spend luck on a luck roll, but eh.
That's really hard for my luck.
So yeah, as you try and turn the radio on, all you're getting is static. Let,
Um,
let's have a pilot roll from you as well.
Look, I just rolled a 24 for luck. So, like, can I just use that? No.
Okay, so as you're flying along quite close to the top of the trees, there's suddenly this really high tree. It clips the opposite wing, and you can feel the wings shake and shudder. And as you look over, you can see the wings now like begin to sit at a strange angle as it's half torn off. And could you also make me a spot hidden? Make me a
Mythos.
mythos roll, yeah.
There's the first 100 of the evening. You look at that sea of ready and tell me this isn't fucked.
I know, I don't know what. Some bad rolls tonight. But with a fumble and a Cthulhu Mythos roll. I need you to roll sanity for me.
I thought it should mean I'm safe.
Please.
No.
Okay, so
Fuck, I was gonna say, please do not have a fucking bout of it like madness whilst you're flying the plane, man.
okay.
That is half fucked. More than half fucked.
So with your fumble and your
Okay.
Cthulhu Mythos roll, you look out at these creatures and a word comes to your mind. Night gaunts. You don't know where it comes from, but it's in your head. As you look at these creatures, your head starts hurting, begins to start pounding. But yeah, we'll see what happens from there. Right, so that's your turn. These creatures are going to try and attack you again, Francis. Which was a hard success, Francis. What are you doing? Is this creature's trying to like slash at you?
I will be trying to basically pistol or block his hand out the way with my pistol.
Okay. Well, I'll probably that if you try to block it, then I'd maybe say that's a dodge.
Okay. Which is absolutely shocking, but hey. Yep.
So this creature hits you. It stabs into you, but it's not as bad. You can feel its hands wrapping around you as it begins to pull you in tight to it. You can feel the tail begin to wrap up around your body. And sorry. Francis, what you're doing is this creature's grabbing you and begin to try to pull you towards the door with a hole in the plane.
Uh, I'm basically going to shove the barrel of my gun through his head.
Okay. So as you look up, you can see this faceless head, two large horns. You put your gun to where the head would be, where the face would be. Roll my firearms. Because you're point blank, you'll have advantage.
Well, it'll be a success.
Okay. So fire this gun in it. You see its head move slightly and it ricochets off one of its horns on its head. And it doesn't seem to be do very much damage to it at all. So you're to Victor, what are you doing?
Still got another shot in my shotgun, so I'm just doing the exact same thing. As close as I can get the barrel to it and just fire.
Okay, so roll with advantage. Again, this
I will spend a 3 to make that first one a success.
okay. Because blank it can dodge.
Can it
Because-
dodge fire?
Yeah, because it's point blank. You can
Okay.
dodge point blank firearms, you can't dodge any range. But you've both got success, so it goes to you. So you managed to shoot your gun into it. What's your damage for your gun?
D10.
Yep.
2.
2.
Terrible
Okay.
damage for a shotgun.
Yeah.
All round, it's crazy. I've never seen it this bad.
Yeah, low rolls. Okay, so as you shoot into this creature, you can see bits of blood trickling out it where the buckshot hit it, but it doesn't seem to be too phased.
Fair enough.
Stephen, what are you doing? Your head's pounding. You feel, put your hand up, you can feel like your nose is bleeding and things.
I'm trying to keep the plane steady and trying to get to. How far away did we look from this causeway?
You're getting close. Make me a piloting roll.
Okay.
Don't fuck it.
He fucked it.
Like 91. What's going on?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay, so you feel yourself dropping down. You're about to now just bouncing across the top of the trees. That you catch one of your wings gets totally ripped off completely. So you're now got one wing. You're bouncing along the top of the trees. You're plowing through them all. It's like a scene where you can see like plane plashing full of trees. Trees are knocking out the way and all that kind of stuff. Yep. And at that point, you can see all the creatures begin to fly off and leave you as you plane bounces forward, smashes through a fence, it bounces further along the ground, hits the tarmac, slides slightly. You hear the screeching, the sparks, the slide as it kind of then stops. It conks to one side. You seem to have landed.
Another happy landing. Could not resist the Obi-Wan quote.
And I think that's
I
probably
feel that was
time to
very
take a
I
break.
feel that was very underappreciated.
I think that might be time to take a break.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. See you soon, folks.
In about 10 minutes.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Ian, take it away.
So, you have just landed, to use the term loosely, this plane on the edge of the runway. It's kind of flopped to the side. You all kind of start making your way out the plane.
How's everyone doing? You okay?
If you call that flying, I'm never doing it again.
Could one of you help me for a moment? And I take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Doc's having some technical issues.
Yeah, like just before the break, or during the break, sorry, he froze a couple of times when we were talking to him, so he's obviously having some internet issues.
But the two yous, while this happened, the Doc kind of just freezes for a second mid sentence and just stands there looking at you.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay.
He's back.
You back. The other two yous notice there's a Jeep driving towards the plane crash. Doc, what were you saying?
I turn towards them with the knife still stabbed at my shoulder. And I take out a big bundle of gauze and
Oh, the
Not
joy.
going well, is it?
No, the joys of
Taking it
internet.
I'm taking it he's wanting one of us to pull it out, so I'll step forward and just yank it out and let him put the gauze straight over it.
Right. Hey, you can also see that Shapiro kind of tries to make his way down out the plane, and you see he's extremely white in the face.
you yank that out. Am I gone again?
You're back now. But yeah, Francis has just pulled the dagger out your shoulder.
Ow! Thank you.
You see Shapiro's kind of cleaning himself down a bit.
I'll approach Shapiro. You alright, Shapiro?
He looks at you and he's like, "We're not dead. We're not dead."
No, I'm not. I think there was some luck involved with the flying, but I'm pretty surprised. I'm probably just as surprised as you are. I was able to bring this down, even in the wreck that it's in. I thought it was going to be a lot worse midway through.
Not flying yet. The device it's not went off. There might still be time.
The device? What do you mean?
At this point, the army jeep pulls up and gentlemen get off it. You can see there are 4 British soldiers. One walks forward and he's like, "Ah, hey, good show, chaps. Good show, eh? Interesting way to land, eh? Are you the Caduceus, gentlemen?"
We are, and trust me, given what we had to deal with when we were airborne, this is probably the best condition you could have hoped to see this aircraft.
"Oh well, spot of bother, is it?"
You could say a lot, bother, but that's something for a debrief later on. I think my colleague over here is needing some medical attention, and we very much need to rest up.
Ah, okay, excellent. Well, yes. Hey, let's head to the mess hall and get a spot of tea. I'm sure that let's discuss it over a spot of tea.
Sounds very, very, very pleasing after what we just enjoyed.
He puts his hand out and he's like, "Lancaster, eh? Captain Lancaster, British Army."
I'll shake his hand. Stephen Muir.
Ah, and used to?
I'm
This
Dr. Victor.
Ah, and Shapiro steps forward. He's like, Quentin Shapiro, Caduceus team lead. Ah, he's like, Lancaster's like, "Oh, good show, eh? Let's go. Let's head to the mess hall. You look like you could do with a good cup of tea." And he leads you towards the jeep.
As he's leading us away, like I'm going to try and put my hand on Shapiro's shoulder. What do you mean the device hasn't went off?
And Shapiro just kind of looks at you and gives you a look, almost to say, "Not right now." And he looks towards the soldiers.
I'll nod.
See, before we leave the runway, can I look at the way the plane came in and landed, like look at the indentations on the ground to keep track of the direction? And then as we're traveling, I'm going to start doing calculations in my head to work out how far back that crate would be.
Okay, as you look back, you can see there's like almost a large clearing between the trees. It's quite obvious the way that the plane came in. There's now like a big empty tree line, a big groove along the ground. But yeah, you work out. You've been flying quite straight, even though it's up and down and spinning. But yeah, I'm sure you've got a good idea of which direction it is and how far away it'd be. Well, Captain Lancaster leads you to the jeep, climbs in. He's like, "Oh, get on board, and the guys will start unloading your plane." You can see 3 soldiers with him head over to the back of the plane and start unloading the crates. And he's like, "Yes, we'll head." Captain Lancaster. He's like, "We'll head to the mess hall and we'll get a cup of tea, and you could tell me all about your interesting flight."
I don't think you're ready for that story, Captain Lancaster, but for sure, let's get some tea and we can discuss.
He was like, "Captain, we need to get back out. A important piece of medical equipment fell off the plane." Lancaster's like, "Oh, do you need it? Do around about that hepatitis thing?" And she goes, "Yes, yes, definitely need this piece of device. Can I get any chance we could head out right away and retrieve it?" It's like, "Oh, yes, yes, let's go and get you guys patched up and then we can organize something, some kind of search party or something." You eventually arrive at the mess hall. He leads you in. See, there's a couple of soldiers sitting around. They all stand to attention, tidy up after take the plates away and leave. It's just using Captain Lancaster in the mess hall. "So, interesting flight, gentlemen."
Very interesting.
We lost a companion on the way.
Oh, such a shame. But never mind. Eh, life goes on. Now let's get some tea. And he gets up and goes away. A couple minutes later, comes back, sits down.
See, just as it gets off, I'm going to sort of lean over to the group saying, it's very stereotypical that British guys like tea, but this guy's really taking it to the limits. He really likes his fucking tea.
Can I attempt a psychology roll on him? Like, I've got really low psychology, but he seems quite dismissive of the fact that we just lost somebody.
Yeah, you can make a psychology roll.
Something of flavour, like just while he's getting ready to roll that.
Yep.
See, from when we're sitting in the mess hall, ideally the soldiers that brought us in, or any just others around, I would like to attempt to make a lip read roll to see if I can sort of gauge any conversation that might be happening around us.
Okay, you are currently the only people sitting in the mess hall. A couple of guys
Okay, right.
left when you came in, but they were getting up and ready to leave when you came in. But with that field psychology, you think it might just be that legendary stiff British upper lip that you've heard so much about. He goes back and sits down. He's like, "Hi, so are you hungry, gentlemen?"
I would say we are hungry, but I would listen to our colleague that we have a piece of equipment that's out there that needs extraction immediately, and we would probably, and Shapiro, I know it sounds like I'm speaking for you. Feel free to correct me, but we think it would be better suited if we can go out and get this equipment now and then eat.
It's like, "Oh yeah, yes, of course." He looks at the dog. He's like, "Do you want me to get one of my guys to look at that cut you have?" I guess Victor's frozen.
Just frozen in place.
God fucking damn it.
Oh no, we can hear you again, man.
Yep. So,
Hello? Hello? Hello?
hello.
We hear you.
I told him, say, no, these Fezbeans don't know what they're doing, I'll do it myself.
He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, well, if you want to head out, we could have a jeep ready for you, in a couple of minutes. You could take that. Would you like anybody to escort you? Or you could head
I
out
think we've
to.
got it covered.
Okay, I was going to look at Shapiro for an answer, but sure.
Okay. So a couple of minutes later, you can hear another vehicle pull up outside. Captain's like,
Do you have a map of the area?
oh, not. We've got a map of the quarantine zone just to the north of here. To the south, it's just woods and forest. But yes, sure I could find something for you. And he goes away, comes back about 2 or 3 minutes later, and rolls out a map, and it just shows a large forest to the south, to the north. The quarantine zone's marked on it. It's like, yes, hope this will do.
I'm sure it's fine. I'll get in the driver's seat.
Shapiro climbs up into the back as well. I'm guessing the other two yous get on as well.
Yeah, I'll get into the front beside Francis.
Like, well, we'll have all your stuff unloaded from the plane and put onto the back of one of the lorries to take up to the quarantine zone. But yes. Are you back again, Doc?
I think so. I don't have any idea what the hell's going on here.
Oh well.
Your bandwidth's obviously taking a beating from something.
Give me a second to unplug some.
So it's all that karma, but you have an amazing internet you've slid me for in the past.
So you start driving away from the base, heading back down the path that the plane has left through the trees, off the road. You start heading further into the woods. You get away from the army camp. It kind of, you see it disappearing in the background. Shapiro looks at you and he's like, "We need to find that. We need to find that quick. Hopefully it wasn't too damaged. Yeah, we have
Are
to
you
go.
going to tell? Are you going to tell us what this was, Shapiro?
It's a Haftarang device.
It's a what?
A Haftarang device. Think of the biggest bomb you've ever experienced. Oh, no, my Discord's playing up. Excellent. Fun and games. I do apologize about all these technical issues tonight.
I'm just on my PC, so I just need to watch how much data I use.
Okay. So he looks at you and he's like, "It's a Haftarang device. Think of the biggest bomb you've ever thought of, and then think bigger."
Why have we brought a bomb of that magnitude here?
It was a last resort. If we couldn't contain, if this was a modified version of the Yellow Death, and we couldn't contain it, I was told to use a Haftarang device. It'll wipe out everything in 20-mile radius.
Do you know, fair enough, but is this not something we should have been briefed about before? Like, why is all this a surprise?
We never planned to use it. It was, as I say, it was a last fail-safe, just in case.
I get that, but in the end of the day, like, we should still be briefed about what each eventuality is.
Especially if you went splat and we had no idea it was there.
I was told it was need to know. I get my orders from above, same as you do. But yeah, we need to find it. We need to make sure it's not damaged or any way.
Whilst we've been in the Jeep, I've been using the map and the scale on it and the direction on it to calculate roughly, like as close to an area of where it should have landed as I could.
Okay. Well, as you're making your way through the wood, Francis, could you make me a drive roll?
Can I do a first aid
Certainly.
roll to heal myself, by the way?
Yes, you can make a first rated roll if you want.
One luck.
Okay. So you get a D4 back.
Best.
Successy. So as you're driving along, you're bumping off the road and things like that. You manage to keep the car on the track that the plane's left, but you eventually get to the point that the woods become too thick for the Jeep to continue onwards. And you'll have to get off and walk for a bit. So you all start making your way further in.
What else is actually on the GP? Any weapons or spades, any tools or anything like that?
There's a couple of gas canisters in the back of it, and a couple of fold-down shovels in it.
Right, I'm going to take one of the fold-down shovels and one of the gas cans.
Okay.
Is there anything in any of them?
Yeah, they're both full.
That's fine. I'll
It's
take
these
one of
large,
each.
large jerry cans in the back of the Jeep. So you start heading into the woods, into the forest.
Just, I was just going to say as he picks that up, what's your plan with that, Francis?
Hey, if something needs burning, it's going to burn.
I mean, I'm really going to walk about the jungle like this with a fucking gas canister? It's a bit.
I'm sorry, we came flying in and got attacked by big black things with wings. We've seen some serious shit.
I mean,
I really need to say much more.
I'm not knocking where the motive is coming from. I'm just saying, is it not a bit cumbersome to carry that about with you while we're in here?
Jerry cans, about that.
Yeah.
By
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
by
yeah,
that.
no,
It's got a decent handle.
Right, look, fine. Cameron speaking, would you like to walk through the jungle holding a jerry can? Probably not. Like, you'd rather have your hands free.
No.
Right, well, Joe, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Fair enough.
See, whilst they're arguing, I'm going to put rummage through my medical bag and take out that demon monster's hand and reach around to Stephen's other shoulder and put it on his shoulder really quickly and suddenly.
Fucking hell! You fuck. Too soon after that flight, mate. Too soon.
Just holding and going, hello.
I assume this is going to be the next project.
Obviously.
Yeah,
You never know.
I'm surprised we kept it.
Well,
I wonder what.
Menace was quite useful.
Oh no, I'm not slagging it. I was saying I find it quite interesting, given my own interests. It's just I'm just not surprised. That's all I'm saying. But you gotta wonder what those things were. Do you think that's like some sort of a result of this yellow plague that they turn into this, and we've just not been disclosed?
Could be.
Possibly.
Or it could be the yellow plague is
Caused by these.
a complete ruse.
Sure, I think you're very profound at holding back information from the rest of the team. Is there anything about these creatures or any more about the Yellow Death that we really should know before we get into this?
Let me have a second.
Should be able to have enough of my shit and kneecap me.
No, Shapiro's like, I don't know what the black creatures are, but the Yellow Death, I don't think it turns you into the black creatures. What the reports say is the serpent people used to use it to think of it as ant powder. When human population got too much in one area and they wanted rid of it, they would send it the Yellow Death. It burns through a civilized setting with people really quite quickly, but it's only lasts for a couple of weeks in an area before it burns itself out, and there's not many people left alive.
There's got to be some sort of a connection, though. Surely,
And
it's way too coincidental. We came to a new place, albeit on a different mission. Whilst it involves the serpent people in some way with the creation of the Yellow Death, but to run into a new type of species, there's got to be a link in there somewhere, surely.
That reminds me, and I'll go into my backpack. I'll take out a gas mask for Stephen and Francis, and I didn't get one for Shapiro because I didn't know he was going to visit the thing. And I'll hand you both one and say, you might need these.
Thank you.
I'm taking this conversation's going on while you're walking through the woods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you just start making your way through the woods. Can you all make me a spot hidden roll, please?
Where's mine? Yes. Do you know I've failed my last 4 spot hiddens? I think like it's crazy.
Okay,
Ooh, success.
so Francis, as you're walking through the woods, you notice a small little creature sitting on a branch of a tree. It's about the size of a rat. As you look at it, you can see it's got small human hands, but it's got tentacles where its mouth would be. There's 4 tentacles lashing out. And you can see it
Oh,
sitting there in front of
male
you.
baby Cthulhu.
It sits there and it stares at you on this little tree branch, holding on with its little human hands. It stares at you. Victor, if you look around, you spot this little thing that Francis is looking at in the tree, little 4 tentacles from its mouth wriggling. But you look past it and you spot another one, and another one, and another one. As you're looking around, you probably spot a good 100 of these little creatures all between the trees. And I need both these to make sanity rolls for me.
And I'm gonna keep walking on, blissfully unaware, continuing this conversation, and just get fucking attacked by the tentacles, man.
As soon as I see them, I stop the entire group and I say, "Don't move and don't react."
Well,
Eh,
with that
I
fail,
failed.
with that fail for that sanity roll, you don't get to do that. You kind
Ah,
of
fair enough.
lock up. You kind of lock up as you looking past them. What am I going? What am I looking for? Sorry. I'm just trying to find out what the sanity loss is for this. It's 1d3. So can you roll 1d3 for me, Doc? And lose that amount of sanity. So 1. But yeah, as you're looking at, you can see these hundreds of little creatures all in the trees in front of you. You freeze up for a second, just staring at them all. You can see them all moving between the trees. Francis, you can see this one, and Stevens keeps walking in front of you, walks past you.
Hold up.
What from?
And I'll point it in the tree and go, look at that.
Whoa. Would I recognise this scene from any of my
Well,
studies?
as you look at it, you can see the little tentacle mouth. I need you to make a sanity roll for me.
Uh-huh.
Do you fear death?
So, looking at this,
That was pretty good, man. I like that.
with looking at this is strange, but it's not mine. It's not the strangest thing you've seen today. But roll me a Cthulhu Mythos. No, you're not sure what this little creature thing is, but the other two of you can roll Cthulhu Mythos as well, if you wish.
Okay.
He has a spot it, and I'm trying to look at it to understand what it is. Am I able to look beyond it and see if I can spot the others? I know that's a little bit metagaming, but I naturally would look to see if there's more than just this one thing.
I would need an extreme spot hidden from you to see this, and we've got a fumble in the Cthulhu Mythos. So
Of
as
course,
you
it's
look,
another fail, man, on spot hidden.
Mark,
Uh,
as you look at these creatures, there's something about them. It's almost like a scratching at the back of your head.
There's
You,
just one of them on the back of your head.
there's something there, but you just don't know what it is. But you've got a feeling that you don't like them. Right? Whatever it is, you've got this feeling that you don't like them.
we get out of here, guys. What's the best way? Come on, guys, let's go. Come on, hurry up. Let's move it. Come
Perfectly
on.
still. Let's stay still for a second. What are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with one or are we dealing with many?
Well, I've only seen one. How many have you seen?
I won't on, but these things are usually. Well, I'd expect something like this to have company.
There's about 103 of them.
Hey,
This is. We can play this how you want to, boys. I still have pouch. I still have some coyote dust. I could try and put all of them to sleep, or we could just try and back off. Your call.
They are all around us, so I assume that whatever you do will affect us as well.
Or not. Okay, that's out of the equation then. I don't know.
while
have
we're
gasoline?
standing here waiting, I'm going to flip open the spade.
Okay.
You have some gasoline? Why don't we make some torches?
Sure. What are you going to use as torches?
I have bandages. There's, I assume, branches around us, and you have gasoline.
Okay.
Wild option. We could make a circle with the gasoline around us and light it.
Do you really want to be in the middle of a ring of fire?
Not all, but I'd rather be in the middle of a ring of fire, not surrounded by things that could potentially kill me.
Yeah.
What
And we have.
happens if the fire burns out?
Or what happens if the fire consumes us?
Joe, it's an idea, right? I'm still a bit jet lagged. Okay, just get the fucking torches.
I'll pull out some bandages and find some decent sized branches and just wrap them around them and hold them out for Francis to put some gas in the wall.
Hold on, Ian. Do you know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try something absolutely nuts here. Right, this is not going to work in any way. I just want. I just popped into my head. With a score of 13 in the cow, would I even be able to throw out a word?
Yeah, you'd be able to have a basic sentence structure.
I'm going to try and say "go away" in the cow.
Okay. So roll mechanical.
Come on, boys. 13. Success. Here we go. 11.
As soon as he speaks in the cow, I turn to Francis and go, "He's possessed, kill him!"
I just end up sounding like Harry Potter, like in the first movie when he's like.
You playing that,
Cool.
Potter? So as you look up at the trees, you can see all these creatures are now quite clearly visible in front of you and surrounding you quite high up. You can hear them all making chittering noises. And they're all looking at each other and they're kind of looking at you confused. And like one of them starts pointing at you and things, and it starts chittering and chittering.
Please, light the torches, quickly.
After I made my
Like the torches.
the cow thing.
Doesn't seem to understand.
It was a good goal. Like
That was good.
I'm still impressed I pulled that off. Oh, I forgot. Fuck it. Yeah, give us torches. I mean, maybe they don't like loud noises. We fire a gun. Great. Easy vote. I take out the bundle. Wait a minute. I tell you what I do have. And you, I'm just going to my. I'm going to sort of go to my review. I just the ones we've found in the camp.
Sorry, is that me or just
I
everybody
think-
just lost? Is Cammy just like
I
really
have some
robot?
explosives.
It's Cammy's one.
It
I
is
was
Cammy.
ready to again.
Well, oh, did I like cut out?
You went full Daft Punk.
Oh, okay, sure, right. What did you get off? What did you get from me?
Nothing.
Okay, right, cool. I'm gonna go into my bag and sort of just flash the contents of what I'm pulling out to everyone. What do we do? Francis, you're the combat man here. What do you say?
strategic retreat. We're well and truly outnumbered.
We can't get back. They've surrounded us, have they not, Victor?
Yes.
We can't go back. We are stuck in the middle.
How close is the closest one to me, Ian?
Oh, they're about 20 feet, almost circling you.
Right. I say we cautiously walk backwards, someday facing that way, someday facing each direction, back to back, and walk backwards. Because we'd be quicker going back to the army base than trying to go forward, then come back again. And if we go back strategically, when we get close enough, we can try and use the torches to try and see if they move away. If they do, and we can get past them, we just leg it.
Why don't we try the torches and see if we can just push forward through them?
It's an option.
Well, we've heard from Shapiro there's a bomb here that could literally wipe out so much. That
Ian.
cannot be seen to be going off, especially when the British Army here turns into an international event. Let's just try and push forward with the torches and see where we go.
See, when we lit the torches, did they react at all to the fire?
No, they seem to chitter a bit more with each other, in some form of communication. But yeah,
I'm gonna take a few steps towards the direction we were traveling, and I'm just gonna swing the torch out in front of me and see if they move away from it.
they'll move back slightly, but it's not almost like they don't want burned rather than they're frightened from the fire.
Circle up, boys. It's time to move.
Cameron, can you roll me a D100, please?
This is how many of the 100 of them's gonna attack you.
Okay, so as you put your hand in your pocket in your bag to get, I believe it was some stick of dynamite or something in your bag you're pulling out,
Grenades.
you feel that your book, your tome that you carry, is extremely warm in your bag.
I'll instantly pull it out.
Okay. As you pull it out and you're holding it, the book flips open to a page and the text starts moving, and you can see it forms a drawing of this creature. You see the text next to it says Zug. Zug. Can you make me a power roll? Okay. So as you're looking at this, you can almost feel like the ink's running up your arm into you. And the chittering from these creatures begins to become clear. It's almost as though you can understand them. You can hear the words. You can hear one of them turn to the other and it's like, they're a little bit big. Do you think we could eat them? Another one's like, don't know. I'm just so hungry. Like, another one's like, I know, but they're a little bit big. You can hear talking around. I'm like, do you think we could take them? I don't know, like, we're just so hungry. What are you doing, Stephen?
Hand on Victor before he kind of goes off too far. And I'm going to try and speak to him. We are too big, and you will not be able to consume us today. Now, be gone.
They'll look at you and they're like, what? When did you speak Zug?
Apparently,
You know
I do.
Do you know what I'm picturing in my head? An Ice Age when Sid gets all the Foggles. It's just you become their god.
I was about to say I am your god.
One looks at you and he's like, you got any food?
Steven, what are you doing?
What
You're
did they hear, by the way?
talking.
Did they hear me chittering?
Yeah, you're making very strange, similar noises to these creatures.
I told you,
Vic-
was it?
Yeah, I'm beginning to think there's something not quite right here.
I'm going to put my hand on and then speak in plain English. I can understand them. Just leave me. And then I'm going to go back to chittering.
Okay.
I have some supplies and I have some food. If you will let me and my companions pass safely, I'll leave it all for you.
What do you think, Victor? Smack him across the back of the head to knock him out?
No, I've heard of stories like this. There's a doctor from England. He can speak to animals. I think his name was Doolittle.
It's canon. I'm Doctor Doolittle.
This little
Well,
one.
you do little anyway.
Cool. After I said that, Ian, what did they do?
One of them looks at you and he's like, "Oh, we're so hungry right now. Give us some food."
I will, and I will take out the food that I have in my bag, and I'll leave it all on the ground for you. I'm not saying I'll pay you up at a later time. I'm saying I will do it now.
And one kind
But
of
I
moves.
am asking in return to let us pass. Otherwise, you will not get any food from us. And we have ways to defeat you as a group. And let's just keep in mind, you came across a big stranger, as you were so wording us a minute ago, and I've just learned your language in a second. If I'm capable of doing that right now, think of what I'm capable of doing to you if you do not let us pass peacefully.
He kind of looks at you and he looks up and down and he's like, "Can you dream?"
I'm a dreamer. Yes.
Looks at you and he's like, "Well, it's been a long time since I met a dreamer."
Well, at that point, I will open up my shirt and bear the crest that's been left in my chest. And
He looks at you and he's like, "Human bodies are so disgusting."
understand that fuck, okay.
And it kind of walks forward and it looks up at you and it's kind of about 3 or 4 feet away from you on the ground. It looks up at you and he's like, "So, food?"
And I'll go into my bag, and I've got like a bunch of rations and stuff, like things I've just packed for the flight, like kind of like bits of jerky, all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna leave everything I've got.
And like, they all start
Just
jumping
fair enough.
down and they start like eating the food and look at you like, "Oh, it's been so long since we had meat." And you hear meat throughout them all. "Oh, it's so good, it's hungry. So hungry." And they'll start chowing into this meat. You can see the tentacles wrapping around bits of meat as it pulls it into its mouth. One looks up at you and he's like, "It's nice to meet you. What's your name?"
Cool. What's yours?
"I'm Zogazog."
Zog.
The vocal variations of
Alright, Mr. Wait, Zog?
Zogazog.
Yeah.
Zogazog.
And what would it? Well, no, I'm saying that to you, Ian. Zogazog.
Yes.
Right. And what did you say the name of their
Zoogs.
species was again?
Zoogs.
Am I out loud enough? Zoogs.
Yeah.
Zoog. Got it. Zogazog. Pleasure.
Yes, yeah.
And just asking quickly, since we are going to be going through, you wouldn't happen to have seen a large box anywhere around here, would you?
Large box. Yes. Yes. Just up that way. Something fell from the sky.
That was indeed ours. Perfect. Anyway, Zogazog, enjoy your food, and hopefully I see you again sometime,
Like-
little one.
I wouldn't go that way.
Why not?
Oh, you don't want to go that way. You don't want to meet the things from
Why?
Len. They're not nice things to meet.
From Len?
Yeah.
Is that the big winged horned things?
No, not the night gaunts.
What are the things from Len?
Oh. It's more fun if you meet them yourself.
Well, if you're telling us not to go that way, what would be the advised route?
Go back the way you came.
At that point, I will go in because I actually was going to say this. I will go into my bag and pull out one little piece of jerky I left and just hand it to him as a little special thing for him.
And he takes it and he basically he's like, I'd go back the way you came. You don't want to go that forward.
Unfortunately, Zog, we have no option.
It's like, oh well. He's like, I can show you where your thing fell, but once we get a bit further, I won't. I'm heading back, but I can show you the way if you want.
That would be much appreciated, Zog. Thank you very much.
And you can feel, he just comes across and he starts climbing up your trousers. You can feel little hands gripping on you. And he climbs up into your shoulder. He's like, I warned you. You don't want to go this way.
You didn't warn me, but don't worry. I will take it. We are very capable, and I'll be fine. If you could just show us the way roughly, and then we'll let you on your way. And just for you, I might have another piece of jerky in here if I look hard enough for you.
It's okay. I'll get to eat your body when the lens are finished with you.
That's the right attitude. That's the right attitude to have. Sure, let's go. And then at that point, I'll stop speaking in that chattered language and turn to the others. We have a guide. Move. I'll start walking.
Slowly turn towards Francis. Just go, keep an eye on him. He's been a bit crazy lately.
What's Shapiro like?
Shapiro's standing there and he kind of looks and he just shakes his head and starts heading off in front of you. Starts walking away back down the path.
See, as we're walking, can I take you said night god of the creature?
Yep.
Can I take his hand out and start examining like the flesh and stuff like that? Like just having a quick look over it and see how it's different from human?
Yep. Even having a quick look over, you can see it's got like hollow bones like a bird. Its skin's almost thick, leathery. You think it works almost like a natural form of armor. As you walk for about a mile or two, the forest starts getting darker, and Zog turns to you and he's like, "Alright, well, I'm not showing you any further, but it's not that far that way now. It's about 500-600 of your meters. Just be careful.
Thank you, little one. I'll go into my bag and take out another piece of jerky if I have it for him.
He's like, oh, great. And he grabs it and jumps up into the tree and he's like, I'll wait here. And hopefully I can eat what's left.
Hopefully you won't have to, but we'll see. You've guided us this far. You're at least entitled to it. And I'm going to turn to the rest of the group. Just so you're aware, we've been advised to watch out for something. What was it they said, Ian? The Leng? What was it called?
The creatures from Leng.
Yeah, Leng. We've been advised to watch out for the creatures from Leng, but Zog wouldn't tell me what they were or what they look like. It's a surprise, apparently. I've just realised how saying this sentence right now, how crazy I actually sound. I'm like Zog.
You named it Zog?
No, that's his name. I understand the language. I was able to speak it fluently.
Okay, so he talks to tentacle monkeys. You are a strange fellow.
Ian, interesting question. Actually, I just want to double check. I see the tome that I took out the bag. Was it my regular occult tome?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
And Victor, do you remember the book I had you look over?
Yes.
It was that book that gave me this ability. I don't know how to explain it, but
well, books contain knowledge, and knowledge is power. So understandable. Let's go.
Cool.
So as you start heading down the path a bit further, you start noticing that the trees are filled with spider webs. As you start heading further down, they get thicker and thicker. And it's not like just spider webs. Some of these web ends about are about an inch thick. And the woods, the whole forest in front of you can see is covered in this webbing. Can you all make me a spot hidden roll?
Sure.
Is this basically an episode of Harry Potter? Like he's speaking a completely different language that nobody else knows. He's getting a warning from a small creature not to return to Hogwarts, and now we're in a dark forest with spiderwebs.
Yeah,
Friends of
basically.
Hagrid. Oh wait, I rolled sanity for some reason. Sorry, and ignore that. I don't know why I rolled sanity.
Okay.
Spot hidden.
Yep. You go.
And do I want to spend the 1 luck per success on spot hidden? Nah, fine. Doc's got it.
Okay. So Victor, as you look around and you look up, I think we're going to call it quits for tonight. And that's a good place to stop.
Wait, I looked up and I seen what? I seen what?
You'll find out next week. No, you'll find out in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Well, everybody, thanks for a
Cool.
great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good fun. Just as a reminder to anyone watching the stream right now, and as we've just said there, we will be back not next week but the following week as we've got some other commitments. But thank you very much for being with us this far. Thank you very much for enjoying all of the content. Again, if you could please subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be very much appreciated and very, very helpful for us. But until next time, take it easy. See you later.
See everyone. Bye.
Bye.